morning, teachers and friends. Today I will be presenting my TOK exhibition, which I chose the prompt of what role do experts play in influencing our consumption or acquisition of knowledge. The first object I chose was Robert Hooke's microscope. Robert Hooke's microscope is the first device used to observe organisms at a cellular level. He first used the microscope to illustrate and analyze the crystal cell structure of snowflakes. Microscopes gather and create new knowledge similar to that of what experts do. We would not be able to know about Hooke's discovery of the cell if it were not for microscopy. Experts act as a source of information, and so does this microscope. Before the discovery of the cell structure, no one knew the term cell, whereas now the term cell is a key term in the field and discipline of biology. This is related because the microscope gives us new insight to new information, discovering new structures, and using tools which an amateur person would not be able to understand. The second object I chose was a still life painting with apples by Paul Cézanne. Still life painting with apples made by Paul Cézanne in 1894 is a painting which depicts the combination of cool and warm colored apples aligned with the nature of the composition of the painting. Still life painting is a process by which someone uses real life objects and figures. It is created with certain techniques and elements that only an expert may expand knowledge upon. The experts use their profound knowledge and change it so that the audience may understand the knowledge being portrayed. The experts use what they know and help the audience to understand how it works. Paul Cézanne plays a big role to that of young artists because he is able to act as an inspiration for still life painters. His influence affected many due to his technique and quality of work. Using methods of practice and elements of art, an expert or a painter can inspire an amateur on how to create realistic looking images and help them to further grasp the concept of how everything is set. Experts use their knowledge to create their works. Their knowledge can help us further understand more about the subject, and experts too have to translate the information so that the general audience may learn from it. In this case, Paul Cézanne translated the real-life images to the language of art, and in doing so, creating a sensation that will help us gain the feeling that can only be grasped from the painting. My third object is Brave New World, which is a science fiction dystopian book written by Aldous Huxley. The story takes place in a future dystopia called The World State, where it essentially describes a more exaggerated satire version of our economic society. The role that experts play in this book is that they limit certain knowledge. Just like how experts are only given information to a certain extent or bias, the characters Henry Ford, Mustafa Mon, and other authoritative characters and perceived experts limit the knowledge of the community's citizens. They often control the world state with technology, which limits them from knowing about the real world. This is related to the prompt, as technology is a source for experts to reach out their ideas. Experts play a significant role in our consumption, oftentimes too much of an elevated role, as people are likely to follow an expert's opinion just because they are an expert. And while of course experts give out qualified opinions, it does not mean that we should blindly follow their ideas.